This is the 2018 Ibis Ripmo, which is the brand new long travel 29er from Ibis, as successfully campaigned at the weekend at the EWS in Chile. It was quietly under some of the top riders there, but today and now is the official launch. You can find, if you go to ibiscycles.com, the bike will be announced on there, and we have the only one in the UK. I've been riding it this weekend, and my thoughts are now up on the website, singletrackworld.com, and you can see what we thought of there. But we have it here, so I'll give you a look at what it is. It's quite a departure for Ibis, because previously its 29er had been the Ripley, which was more of a cross-country race 29er. This is the Ripmo. The name comes from Ripley and Mojo, or Mojo HD, which implies that they've taken the best of both of those and put them together. It's quite a departure for Ibis. They've, for a company that was previously selling the long and slack and the short and steep version of the Ripley just a couple of years ago, basically no one bought the short and steep version, so they've taken the long and slack geometry and gone with it and some. So this has a very steep seat tube and a pretty slack head angle. It's a 65.9 head angle on 29-inch wheels and a 76-degree seat angle. So it's pretty steep and slack. It also takes advantage of shorter offset on the forks, which gives slightly more nimble riding at slower speeds and slightly more flattering and stable at high speeds. The whole bike is a 160 travel up front, 160 travel up front, and then out back is 145 mil. Then we have big wheels, obviously 29er wheels, but we've got currently 2.5 wide treads on Ibis big fat rims, and there's still plenty of room. I don't know if I can wiggle my hands in there, but you can get a finger in there, and that's with 2.5s on wide rims. So it's a huge, great big beast of a bike. It has the DW Link Dave Weagle's DW5 system on, and it actually pedals really well for such a long travel bike, a bike that has the travel that would have been on a downhill bike a few years ago. It's a bike you can ride uphill, ride up technical trails. You can do your big long transitions on and get to the top, drop the saddle, head on down. There's a lot more room now for longer dropper posts. The seat post height's been shortened by a dramatic amount. This is a medium, which I've been riding. I'm sort of 5'9", 5'10", and this is a 150 post. So you can see I could put a 175 post on there really, on this medium. And geometry wise, I think I have some geometry charts here somewhere. There we go. No, that's not that. Geometry wise, he says, going off screen, finding the geometry chart. Oh well, never mind. It was going so well. Anyway, it's quite long. The medium, I believe, is 470 reach. No, that's the large. It's the medium. Come on, Andy, help me out. Andy doesn't know. Anyway, it's on the story on Singletrack World. We do have the reach figures on there. What Ibis has done is basically really dramatically steepen the seat angle. So it's a 76-degree seat angle with an inline post is effectively 77, which is almost like triathlon road bike, time trial bike standards. And by slackening the head angle to 65.9 and going with the shorter 44mm offset on the forks, Ibis reckons that that's worth an extra degree at speed. So effectively it's claiming the equivalent of 64.9 head angle on a 29er, and this steep seat angle. So the whole top tube length hasn't particularly expanded, you still feel you're not overreached on the to the bars, but your whole positions come forward, so there's plenty of weight on the bars when you're climbing, which means that the front end isn't going to wash out on kind of gravelly turns and things, which can happen where people have just slacked out the front end of a bike and you're sort of sat back and there's no weight in the front. So there's plenty of weight on the front for climbing, and then once you're descending, obviously the saddle comes out of the way, and it's an absolute monster of a bike. It's a proper steamroller. As I said, it came third in the men's race at EWS at the weekend and fourth in the women's race, so not slow at all. One area of controversy, or things to get the internet talking anyway, is this. So Ibis has the 2 links of the DW link system here. The upper link has sealed cartridge bearings as it normally has, but the lower link, because this doesn't really move a great deal, it moves, maybe 5 degrees at most in the extent of the travel, Ibis has decided to go with bushings rather than bearings. It's gone with Ibis bushings, Igus bearings, sorry, Igus bushings on here, because the whole link moves a few degrees, which if you've got a ball bearing race which is designed for kind of spinning loads like wheel axles and things, it's not really using that bearing to its best advantage, and Ibis reckons that using a bushing is a better solution for that. And because they know that people like us will ask questions about, well, how do do well in the wet, they've been running a set through the surprisingly wet California winter, and for the last year they've been running a bike that has bushings on the upper and lower links, bushings on the lower links, bearings on the upper links, and they reckon that the lower link is still completely smooth. Ibis sealing is generally very good from a weatherproof point of view. I've taken older Ibis Ripleys apart and they've still had fresh grease on the inside. Difference from the Ripley actually is this link is pretty easy to access. On the Ripley you have to take the whole back end off to get to these sort of hidden bolts, but everything's pretty accessible. One thing we're not quite sure on yet, we'll see how this pans out, but that's a bit of a mud step there for the anything being thrown off the back wheel starts piling up here a bit. As I said, there's still plenty of room there. You can get your finger in between the rear link and the tyre, but there's just a bit of a shelf there. So we'll see how well this does. As I said, we've got the only one in the country, in the UK, which is pretty exciting. And I've been out and done a good few miles at the weekend. We've got this probably for a few more weeks, and we are going to let you know how it gets on at the end of that. But we're very excited to have it here. We've got any questions?
Prices, base model price, says somebody.
Very good, I can do that because I do have the piece of paper here. So the frame only is going to be 2,999 earth pounds, with that's with a Fox DPX2 shock. The basic price of a build with NX, SRAM NX, is £4,100, 4,099. That's with Fox 36s still, but the performance 160mm travel fork, the DPX2 shock, Ibis alloy rims, and then still has Maxxis Minion and Aggressor tyres, 2.5s, SRAM level brakes, SRAM NX with an 1142 cassette. So pretty decent build, and a mere £1,000, £1,100 on top of the frame only price. We can move all the way up. This is the XT build, which is £5,900 plus £700 for a carbon wheel upgrade. If you want the Ibis Carbon logo rims, which we've got. It comes with the alloy ones otherwise, so that's 5,899. And if you want to just throw all the money at it, the XX1 12-speed Eagle build is 8,499. So fair price for the frame only, but the builds after that seem reasonably justifiable once you've got the credit card out. Anyway, any more questions from the audience? The weight, Ibis reckons that a complete frame and shock is about £6. I think, where are we? What do they reckon? £6, 2.72 kilos with a Fox DPX2, and they reckon that complete builds 28.1 pounds. So a bike that will go uphill as well as downhill. As I said, plenty of room for longer droppers if you want. Yes, so the bikes are now shipping and should start appearing dealers very shortly. Ibis has kept the secret for a while, but they're now shipping all over the place, so you should start seeing them very soon. And yeah, so have a look at ibiscycles.com for the full dog and pony show from them. Look at singletrackworld.com for our take on our first couple of rides on this bike and in the UK. And we will be riding this as much as possible over the next few weeks. So join us and we'll give you our feedback on how we're getting on. Right, let's get on, ride bikes in the sunshine.